welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry I haven't filmed in like 8 months. I know we just moved house and I'm sorry if you can hear all that noise outside. We just moved to suburbia and I am not used to it. I need to find somewhere where I can film that doesn't have lots of outside noise. So I am going to do a voiceover for this video just because there is lots of background noise, so just keep that in mind. So let me know if you guys like this look in the comments down below, and let's just jump straight into the video. So I started off with Stila One Step Correcting Primer. I just applied a pea-sized amount to my finger and then spread it all over my face just like I do when I'm moisturising. This helps to get rid of redness and patchy skin really well. Then I just moisturised my lips as well to prepare them for later, and then went in with L'Oreal Infallible 120 foundation. It's called the shade Vanilla, and then I used an expert face brush by Real Techniques and just firstly stippled it into my skin and then buffed it all over my skin. And then I used a damp beauty blender just to press the rest of the foundation into my face. Then I went in with Revlon Age Defying Concealer, which I use as a highlighting concealer because it's a few shades too light. And then I used my damp beauty blender again just to press that concealer all into my pores and make sure it looks nice and seamless and flawless. Then I prepared my brows by brushing those beasts out a little bit, and then went in with Maybelline Brow Satin in the shade Blonde. First I used the little pencil end to shape my brows, and then I used the powdery end to fill them in and make them nice and strong looking. Then I had to fix them up in the mirror a little bit because I wasn't sure how out of control they were looking, as you can see. Then I went in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light, and I set my foundation and under my eyes my concealer, and then I just pressed it all over my face to create a nice base for my bronzer. The bronzer I used today was Revlon, and I used my Manicure Artiste contour brush, which I have been loving recently. So what I did was carved out my cheekbone and cheekbones. I've got two, and then I buffed it upwards. I didn't drag down, otherwise that will misshape your face. So I buffed upwards, as you can see, and then used a softer brush and some more product, and then I just contoured the rest of my face so it matched nicely, and also my nose and my collarbones and my underneath my turkey neck to make sure my face was all smooth and everything looked nice and thin, just like we want when we're contouring. Then I went in with my Models Prefer highlighter and my Real Techniques setting brush, and I just used the gold and the light colours. This is really pigmented and yet lots of fallout, so I had to shake it off quite a bit, just as you saw, and then I applied it to just above my cheekbones and my forehead and my cupid's bow. I made a bit of a mistake on the right hand side of my face, as I kind of made like a highlighting line, so I just had to buff it out a little bit extra with that brush, and then I just used a powder brush just to blend everything together so it wasn't harsh looking. Then I primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I went in with my favourite palette ever. It's the Too Faced Natural Palette, and I firstly buffed over the Heaven shade just all over my lids, and then I used Velvet Revolver and just applied a little bit on the outer corner and the inner corner and blended it nicely just to make a halo effect. Then I went in with the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette and went exactly over the area that I went with that Velvet Revolver shade, and I just created a bit of a darker edge. So as you can see, I'm just building up the colour and blending it in. Then I went in with Burnout, and I just used this to bring everything together. So I buffed it above my crease, and I just sort of used sweeping motions to bring the left side in with the right side, if that makes sense. Then I used the colour Strange to highlight my brow bone, and then I went in with Factory and the pencil end of that brush, and I just sort of buffed it in until it was nice and smooth so it wasn't harsh on my lower lash line. Then I just highlighted the inner corner with the NYX Wonder Pencil just because it looked a little bit red. Then I went in with the shade Sexpresso, and I went again over that colour down the bottom and just sort of darkened up the edges, and then I just pushed it into my outer V and blended it out until there was no shade on the brush. Then I went with the Rimmel Waterproof Eye Definer. This is a brown one. It's a really creamy pencil, so I used it to do sort of like a tight line on my upper lashes, and I just sort of lined all the way along and then used a stiff pencil brush to make everything look nice and crisp and nice and smoked out as well. So I didn't want it to look too harsh, but it still gives you that nice crisp line that you're after. Then I went back in with the Revlon pencil and I lined my waterline down below just to make sure everything looked nice and dark, and it sort of brings out your eyelashes quite a lot more when you do that. So that's why I lined my waterline down the bottom. Then I went in with the Napoleon Purtis Cake Sealer. I don't know why it's called that. It's weird. It's just like a liquidy formula, and I used it to prepare my eyes for my pigment. So I went in with the MAC pigment. I can't remember what it's called. I'll list it down below. And I just used a flat shader brush to apply it to my lid, and I just pressed nicely. I didn't sweep, I pressed. If you sweep, it won't work. So just pressing motions and sort of building it upwards and upwards. As you get more pigment, you can build it further up. So that's what I looked like before I blended. Then I went back in with the shade Nuna, and I just sort of blended everything together so it wasn't like a harsh color on my eyes. So lots of blending, as you can see, just going back in with that shade again and again until I had it nice and smooth looking and blended out. Then I went back in with Espresso and just went over that dark liner that I started with, and then I used Makeup Geek's Ice Queen to give my inner corners a little bit of a highlight to just give the look a little bit more dimension. Then I used two mascaras. I used the Maybelline Mega Plush Volume Express and the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, which was upside down because I have issues. And I used the Maybelline on my lower lashes, and then I used the Rimmel on my top lashes because I'm just high maintenance and needed to use two. Then I went in with the Face of Australia blush. I can't remember what it's called. I'll list it down below. And I just applied it to the apples of my cheeks just to give my face a little bit more colour. Then I went in with the Eyelure Definition lashes. These were really hard to apply. They've got a really thick base, but I did get there at the end and they looked super dramatic and just exactly what I wanted. So I loved how they turned out. And then I went in with a Jordana pencil. I cannot remember what colour this pencil's called. I'll list it down below. I've got baby brain. And then I went in with MAC Cosmetics lipstick in, I believe the shade was Diva, and I just applied it to my lips as you would with any lipstick, and then my look was completed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate anyone who watches my videos. Like I say at the end of every single video, please subscribe if you enjoyed it, or give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you want me to try anything else, or just comment and say hi. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to say goodbye before my camera dies or my child starts crying. So thank you to all my new subscribers who I have gained recently. I have seen you pop up in my emails, so hello and welcome, and I will talk to you in my next video, which hopefully isn't 8 months away. Bye! I may as well get started because I'm probably going to have to edit all this out because of the freaking traffic, so. I totally thought someone just threw rubbish out on our driveway and I was about to go and throw something inexpensive at them, but it's just the messenger. Welcome to suburbia life. Creating this video, let me know how just dying.